Well, hey there, friends. So today is a little bit of a departure from my normal SEO strategy podcast, but I think you're going to find it super relevant because we're talking about TikTok shutting down or whatever social media platform you are super reliant on for your business. Because I feel like, if nothing else, this whole TikTok's going to shut down. Oh, wait, it's not. Oh, wait, we don't know. I feel like, if anything else, this should give you the push that you need to not live your whole business life and base all of your business success on a platform that you don't own. So today I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step action plan to social media shutdown proof your business. Are you ready? Let's jump on in. Hey there, fellow entrepreneur. Welcome to Simple SEO and Marketing. Do you want to grow your business with sustainable traffic sources? Have you heard about the power of search engine optimization and you want to take advantage of it to get more traffic, more eyeballs on your business? But when it comes down to it, does SEO feel complicated and hard to implement? Are you tired of wondering what in the heck to do with your website to get more traffic and more leads knocking on your door? What if I could tell you that there was a simple, proven system for using SEO, blogging, and copywriting to get leads from your website, and not just any leads, high converting leads? Hey, I'm Faith Hannon, wife, mama, copywriter, SEO strategist, and barrel racer. And for the last 8 years, I've been figuring out what works and what doesn't work in the world of online marketing to get organic traffic. And now I'm here to share all the things I'm learning in the trenches of SEO, copywriting, and content marketing. How does 300%, 500%, or even 12,000% more traffic in a year sound? What could your business do with that kind of traffic increase? How many more people could you help? So listen in and prepare to take notes. I'm about to drop simple, actionable SEO marketing and copywriting tips, all with a heavy dose of Jesus-loving encouragement. Let's get you more traffic and more leads so you can help more people with your God-given gifts. Okay, so full disclosure, when I first heard the news that TikTok might shut down, I was like, oh, whatever, because I legit don't even have a TikTok account, never used it, didn't plan on using it. It was just like, it was dead to me, right? But then it really struck me. I'm like, oh my goodness, there are so many people that their entire livelihood is on this app. And it just really, got me thinking, struck me in the field. And politics completely aside, I'm like, man, I got to help these people, because if it's not TikTok shutting down, then what if it's Instagram that goes blank for a day and you completely lose all of the sales you were expecting or whatever? You know what I mean? Like, social media as a whole is pretty unstable. And if you haven't seen that yet, keep your eyeballs open, and you probably will, because the fact of the matter is a social media platform is borrowed ground. And if that is the sole source of your income, then listen up, pal, because we got to get you set up on a much more firm foundation. Okay, so if social media, TikTok, whatever, is the main source of your income, I'm going to walk you through a step-by-step process to stop having to be so reliant on that and still have something to fall back on in your business. All right. Now, step number 1 is that if you don't have a website, go buy a domain name today. Domain names are cheap as dirt. They start at like $20 a piece, and you don't have to get super fancy with your domain name. If you're somebody that you already have a big brand and you're like, well, I'm going to buy the domain name for my brand name and my name, just in case I change, like, have at it. You're going to spend probably anywhere from $20 to $100 for a domain, okay? Because you want that domain so then you can go and you can build a website. It doesn't even have to be today, but you want that domain so that you can go and build your website on ground that you own, okay? Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to get you off of social media first marketing and onto stuff that you own, all right? So first step, if you don't have a website, go buy a domain name today, okay? Step number 2 is we're going to try to get you your email list going ASAP, okay? Because you own that list of email subscribers. You own that list, okay? You can contact those people at any time, forever, as long as they don't opt out, through their email addresses that they gave you permission to contact them with, okay? So step number 1, get that domain name. We're going to set your website up later. Step number 2 is I want you to have an email list plan ASAP. All right. Now, if you're like, what the heck, Faith? Email list, schmeemail list. Nobody likes emails. Well, I get that because reading emails is not my favorite thing in the whole wide world. But email marketing metrics do not lie. And here's some of those just to kind of whet your appetite. All right. So Forbes says 88% of people check their emails every day. 61% of consumers spend a viewing time of 8 seconds or more per email, okay? And the ROI on email, depending on where you read, ranges from anywhere from $36 for every $1 spent to $42 for every $1 spent. Again, there's some difference of opinions there on different research and studies, but y'all, that's huge, right? Even $36 for every $1 spent is huge, okay? Also, Forbes says 50% of people say they buy from a marketing email at least once a month, okay? And people are 3 times more likely to make purchases from email marketing than social media. So, regardless of how scary or annoying or intimidating building and nurturing and crafting an email list and great email content feels, I'm going to need you to put that fear in the back seat because I don't want your business and your livelihood to disappear with politics, okay? I don't want you to lose all of this that you've worked so hard for just because a social media platform crashes or an algorithm tanks. Like, we need to get your email list built up and robust and a solid email strategy ASAP. All right. And step number 1 of building out your email list is to come up with a great lead magnet, a great freebie. Now, a couple of hot tips for you on your lead magnet and freebie before I tell you about a special offer I've got going on. Just hot off the press. All right. Your lead magnet and your freebie needs to have some highly, highly valuable information without information overload. All right. Gone are the days that people are like, oh, I can only find this one tip on the internet that gives me 355 tips on how to keep my chickens alive, right? Like, we don't need 355 things. We need 5 things that we can actually implement, okay? But with that, your lead magnet needs to be highly valuable. Think about what would you happily pay $50 or $100 for. And those lead magnets that provide that kind of value in a very easily digestible way, those kind of lead magnets kill. Like, they do so well. One of my favorite stories to tell about this is I have a good friend she was highly successful on social media, over 100,000 followers, and an amazing person, legit good friend of mine. And I was out at her house and she was showing me this lead magnet that she was working on. And it was a cookbook. And she was showing it to me and I was just kind of like proofreading and looking it over and giving her some feedback. And I was like, girl, you need to sell this. This is so good because it's just really easy to implement. It's great for people who are already good cooks or trying to learn how to cook. It's really, really valuable. She's like, well, I think I'm actually going to use it for a lead magnet. And I was like, you are stark raving crazy. But she did. She used it as an email list building tool. And like within the first week, I think she had like 1,500 people sign up, which is crazy. Okay. But that kind of highly valuable lead magnet is what you really want to be using to build your email list. Now, how does this come into play with this special offer I've got for you? So, because I want so badly to help you social media shutdown proof your business, if you purchase my course, my group coaching framework, Simple SEO Framework, if you purchase that and you are a social media reliant person right now, if you make that purchase in full, you pay the in full price this week, I will give you a free coaching call on top of that. That's over a $400 value. And inside of that one-on-one coaching call, I will help you brainstorm and develop a great lead magnet so that you can get the ball rolling. Because it doesn't matter if you have an email list if you don't have anybody opting into it. And so we've got to get your lead magnet locked down so that you can start building that email list and have that list of people that you can contact no matter what social media does. All right. Now, step number 3, okay? We've got step number 1 is if you don't have a website, go buy a domain name today. Step number 2 is all about email lists, whole thing there. Step number 3 is I want you to make a content strategy flip, okay? If you have been a social media first business, then you are probably /99.9% likelihood solving a bunch of short little problems over the period of a week or 2 weeks with your content, meaning like one tip for this, one tip, like a bunch of tips broken down into a bunch of posts, right? You're creating short form content, right? But you need to make this flip the script in your brain. And we're going to create long form content. We're going to solve big problems and then chop it into little problems. I'm not saying you have to walk away from social media, but I need you to make this flip in your brain now because I want you to start thinking about your content in a different way. I need you to answer big problems and then chop it up instead of answering 10 tiny problems. Because if you don't make this flip now, then you're going to be so overwhelmed and you're going to want to quit the website, quit long form content, and go back to social media reliant marketing. And here's kind of how to think about this. Let's say that you are a homesteader and you're walking your people through preserving food, okay? And you've got this whole thing planned out, all these steps, you've done it successfully. But in your social media strategy, you've got a how to prepare the canning jars, and then how to prepare the food, and how to prepare, the day so that you have time to do it or whatever. Like, instead of having those 3 different posts in your brain, I want you to think of one big thing, one big problem to solve, like how to can food for the first time. And then you're going to chop that big post idea up into social media posts. But what I want you to do is in your thinking and in your planning, your content planning, you're going to be thinking big problem first and then chopping it down into little problems. Just that shift alone will help you translate this amazing marketing that you've probably been doing on social media. It's going to help that translate well to blogging. And then you can still do social media, right? You're just going to be kind of flipping the way you do it so that you're not doubling or tripling your time investment. And spoiler alert, creating that long form content first and then taking that content and morphing it for your social media strategy, that actually takes a lot less time in the long run when you are used to it, once you kind of get in the swing of things. All right. And now step number 4 is we're going to work on your website. Okay. Because obviously you're going to need a website. You're going to need a place to send people, a place to generate leads, a place to post that long form content. But I don't want you to work on your website first because you're going to get overwhelmed. Now, my favorite website platform is Showit because it is easier to use than WordPress, but it's also very SEO friendly. If you're like, Faith, I cannot handle Showit, that's fine. Squarespace is really easy to use. There's a ton of website platforms out there, right? Like, the platform is not the main issue. The thing is, I want you to get your website up and going, but I need you to do these other 3 steps first and then focus on your website. Now, if you are somebody that you're like, Faith, I have got to get off of social media treadmill, the social media reliant marketing, then click the link in my show notes and go snag the Simple SEO framework, because I'm going to show you how to get the back end of your website set up for success. You can get it set up in half a day to a day, y'all, and then keep generating content, creating great SEO friendly content in 2 hours a week. All right. This is not complicated. I break it down and make it super simple and super actionable for you. And then if you're somebody that you're like, Faith, I need your help. I'm making the switch from social media reliant marketing to website SEO first marketing, then use the code social media and you will get a free coaching call with me, and over a $400 bonus value plus the group coaching calls, one a month, except 2 months for the year. Y'all, I'm going to be with you to walk with you through this shift. But in a year from now, what are you going to be doing if you don't make this shift, right? What are you going to be doing a year from now if social media tanks or the algorithm crashes and you haven't done anything to kind of put yourself on a firm foundation? So yes, it is work up front. No, you don't get any stars or likes or hearts right out of the gate, but you're setting yourself up for long-term success. So use the code social media. If you pay in full with that code social media, then you get a bonus coaching call, $400 value, and I'm going to help you brainstorm a killer lead magnet and look over your keywords in an hour. So grab that, and even if you never buy anything from me, please, 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 please don't rely solely on social media for your marketing, y'all. It is unstable ground, as I think we have seen. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll be with you next week. Love ya. Bye. Thank you so much for listening in today. Hopefully this episode gave you some really tangible tips for better SEO and marketing to get more leads and more sales from your website. If it did, can I ask you a quick favor? Would you please share this episode with a friend and then just take 10 seconds and go leave a written review on Apple Podcasts? That is the very best way to help more Jesus-loving entrepreneurs scale their businesses so that they can help more people with their gifts and make an even bigger impact for the kingdom of God. And guess what? We now have a Facebook community where we can learn, hang out, and laugh. Go join the Facebook group now. It's linked in the show notes. And all the other things, courses, coaching, and copywriting can be found at my website, faithhannon.com. Until next time, God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.